Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, Rachel. Over to you.
Thank you, Rob. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Mindful Yoga. We've just got a lovely 50 minutes to practice together. And as you can see today, I am seated. So let's just run through a few things that you might want to grab. And you'll have time if you don't have them. And you want to go off and get them. So I've got 2 mats because we're going to do some floor work today. So 2 mats, non-slip yoga mats are best. So having those. I've also sitting on a yoga block. Remember, if you don't have a yoga block, it doesn't matter. Just grab yourself an old cushion, a fairly puffy cushion, something you're sort of comfortable sitting on, and use that if you don't have a yoga block, okay? But you'll find the seated work is so much easier if you've got something like a cushion. Now, all I'm doing is sitting in what we know in yoga as Sukhasana, which is known as easy pose. And I've got my right ankle in front, okay? And what we're going to do is just a little bit of work that's very, very good for quietening us down. If we've got any stress in our lives, if we're feeling tense in the energy, maybe tense in the neck or the shoulders and the hips, we're going to work at sort of releasing that. So Padmasana is known as lotus, but we're sitting in the easy lotus pose, cross-legged. So make sure you're nice and tall. It's a lovely way to start the practice sometimes, and just to allow yourself to settle. Now, if you can't sit cross-legged, by all means sit with the legs extended, okay? Even up against the wall if more comfortable. So there's lots of variation. What I want you to do in this comfortable position is just gently close your eyes and root down through your sitting bones, that's your bottom, and lengthen the spine. And we're going to place our left hand on the heart. This helps to calm our nerves and send healing energy to the endocrine system. And we place the right hand about 3 inches below the belly button. The ring finger is just above the end of what we call the vagus nerve, and that starts in our brain and helps control our heart rate and breath. And we're simply going to close our eyes and tune into the breath gently for 5 slow breaths. Breathing in and really gently breathing out. So this can be done against a wall, sitting with the legs extended if that's more comfortable. So your left hand again, just placing that over the heart, that's to calm our nerves and send healing energy to the endocrine system. And my right hand is about 3 inches below the belly button, my ring finger above the end of the vagus nerve, and that starts in the brain but helps control heart rate and breath. And sending each breath down towards my sitting bones, but lengthening up through the spine. Now, whether you're sitting cross-legged or with the legs extended, just enjoy 3 more slow breaths, yogis, in your own time. Allowing any stress, any tension, just to ebb away as you exhale. Visualize it dissolving with each exhalation. So just another deep breath in and out, yogis, in your own time, sending healing energy to our endocrine system and helping to control our heart rate and breathing as we relax. Now, as we exhale, we're gently going to release the fingers and place the hands back on the knees. Well done. I don't know about anybody else, but today's a really muggy day, isn't it? It started off beautifully and it's gone very close. So I thought it'd be nice to do 3 or 4 poses here and then slowly make our transition to standing. So we can work deeply, but we're not going to sort of get too hot and too sticky if we're, again, finding this weather quite claustrophobic, quite close. Well, the next exercise is probably best I show you from a side yogi. So if you stay where you are, again, I'm going to turn myself sideways, sitting in easy pose. And this is a spinal warm-up, something a little bit different. I'm going to interlace my fingers in front of me. Hopefully you can see that. But with my index fingers touching one another, okay? And I'm going to inhale and raise the arms up, look forwards. Exhale, chin to chest and bring the arms to shoulder height. I'll show you again. Breathing in, I look up. Lengthening my spine, but rooting down through the sit bones. Exhale, chin to chest. And keeping those arms straight, trying not to lean back. You can see I'm leaning back slightly. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, chin to chest. And we just keep going. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhaling, I lengthen the spine, looking forwards. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale. Fingers, index fingers, they're touching. Rest of my fingers have interlaced. I'm trying to keep my arms straight. Breathing in, breathing out. We'll do 5 more breaths, yogis, if we can. Inhale, a lovely stretch. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale. That's 2. 3 more if you can. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. Out. Let's do 1 more slowly. Inhale. Exhale. The arms probably getting a little bit tired, so release them carefully and relax. Okay, we're going to do a nice stretch for our neck. Often neck stretches can get disregarded. We do them a lot in our chair yoga, of course, but not necessarily in a mat-based practice. So if you're happy to cross your legs over again, we're going to have the left ankle in front of the right now. Now do please remember, you can always do these up against a wall to support your back, sitting on a cushion if you prefer. This pose, like all the others, is absolutely fine to do against the wall, with the legs extended if you prefer, okay? Just want to make sure that everybody can do these carefully. But if you can, sit on a block doing that now, and having your left ankle in front, okay? Just wanted to show you against the wall, for those that wanted to practice that gentler, and also it's not so strong on the back, particularly if you find bending the knees is a bit strong. So we're going to sit tall and just do some nice neck stretches. We're keeping our eyes closed. I want you to release your right ear towards your right shoulder. Ground down through your left palm. So my left palm, if it doesn't touch the floor, then just make tripod fingers as I'm doing. And just hold that stretch for a nice deep breath in. Ground down through the palm or the left fingertips if you can. Now, if it doesn't cause a strain, you're going to gently bring the right hand up to the left side of the head, just covering the ear for a little more stretch. We're slowly going to take 3 deep breaths. Now, I'm very gently aware of a deeper stretch, gazing ahead, so stretching all the way down the left side of my neck and my left arm as well. But I'm not straining. Closing the eyes, and again, just being aware of that lovely stretch, as if we could dissolve the tension, rolling it down the left arm, and breathing deeply. Again, making sure this isn't causing you any strain. We'll take a deep breath in, and we're going to just bring the head back to the neutral position. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So this time, as you can see, I'm just going to release my left ear down to my left shoulder. Press my hand here. I'll walk the right hand out now. Fingers making a tripod or flat if you wish. Hand comes up, covering the ear, and again closing the eyes. And as long as that's not causing any strain, very gently holding for a little more stretch. 3 slow breaths if you can. Remember, making sure that you're breathing, not pulling or straining the neck here. One more full breath in. Come up and release. Just bring the head back to the central position. Relax the arms. Now, wonderful if you're doing a lot of computer work today. Wonderful if you do have to sit at a desk. But even if you're out gardening as well, it can be sort of in this position in the garden, a bit like at a desk, hunched forwards. And we accumulate a lot of stress here the energy can get very tense in the neck and shoulders, and also the hips. So know that in this position as well, you're releasing tense energy in the hips and the knee joints. Now we've got one more to do seated, but again, if you're finding that a bit strong, by all means stretch the legs out for a moment, give them a little shake. And then we'll cross over for the last time, the right ankle in front of the left. If you're by the wall and you prefer to leave the arms, the legs extended, that's fine, but what we're actually going to do, and if I show you again from the side, so I'm going to sit cross-legged. You'll need to come away from the wall a little bit, because I'm going to raise my right arm behind me and take my left arm. In fact, let me excuse my back while I show you, but my right arm comes between the shoulder blades, the left arm coming up to try to grab it. Now, if they don't touch, please don't worry. What you can do is pull on the t-shirt or whatever you're wearing, and you see, to create a little tension. I'm looking ahead, I'm trying to keep my elbows open. You can see a diagonal stretch across my back. That's what we're trying to achieve. And it's so good for the shoulders as well when we hold energy. So looking ahead and aiming to hold that for several breaths. Now again, you can do this up against the wall, but you'll need to obviously move a little bit forwards so that you can get your hands behind your back. Now how long you hold is entirely up to you. 3, 4, even 5 breaths for those that feel they can. But if there's any strain, then you simply release. And we do the other side. So left arm comes up, right arm in between the shoulder blades, but don't force. Trying to keep the elbows wide. And again, creating a diagonal stretch across the body to release some of the tension in the shoulders and neck. Nice deep breathing. This can also be done on the chair. Yoga is just moving slightly forwards on the chair as well, if that's more comfortable. Notice you might be tighter on one side than the other. And don't forget to breathe. Particularly good for those of you that maybe do spend more time at the computer or gardening as well. All of these areas just helping to loosen and release the tightness. Let's release as we exhale. Well done. And again, give the legs a shake. I think it's worth doing a few of our cat-cows here. It's not in the programme, but I'm going to put a few in. So if it's comfortable to come onto all fours, do so. The wrists, again, they're very much underneath the shoulders. The fingers nice and wide. And you can see that my knees are hip width apart. Now you can curl the toes under. That's quite nice, adds a little bit more height. Tucking the toes under. Make sure your wrists feel comfortable and that you've spread the weight across the hands so you don't load all the weight into one hand or one wrist. Well, let's go. We're going to exhale and arch the spine, bring the chin towards the chest. We're going to inhale and dip the spine, but keep the arms straight and look forwards. I'm raising my sternum and chest. And then I'm going to exhale, chin to chest again, get that lovely curve in the spine. And I'm going to inhale, raise the sternum and chest and gently look forwards. So this is cat-cow pose. And if you've had to sit cross-legged just now, or you've got any tension in the low back, we're redirecting that tension away as we breathe and helping to loosen our spine. Inhale as we look forward, finding our inner calm here and also the inner rhythm. Just going at the pace that suits you this afternoon. Inhale, exhale. Let's just do 3 more slowly, yogis, together if that's comfortable. 3 more rounds slowly. Inhaling and exhaling is 1 round, so 2 more slowly in your own time. As you're inhaling and looking forwards, the chin moves away from the heart. But as I exhale and round, my chin is coming close to the heart. Once more, curling into the body and away. Okay, this is our last one. And then we're going to do what's known as the puppy dog pose. So it's a half downward dog. Again, because it's so warm today, I thought it'd be nice just to put a half inversion in. Nothing too strong and nothing that's going to make us feel dizzy. So I'm taking my block in front and I'm going to curl the toes under again, my knees hip width apart. I'm going to place my forehead on the block and take my arms forward. And again, making sure you've got something under the head is key here. Don't let the head and neck dangle. And then I push. Can you see I'm pushing my heels back, my bottom towards my heels. It doesn't matter if they don't get there. Toes are curled under, arms are nice and straight. Forehead must be supported, yogis, by something. And opening the hands. Now, this is a really strong stretch as well for the arms and the spine. So make sure you're not straining. Absolutely fine to have soft elbows. So you can see I've bent my elbows to show you the softer version. Okay, that's a little gentler. The stronger version for the stretch in my spine would be here. And I'm showing you that now with my arms straight. The focus is calm. Focus is on the breath, but also the stretch of the spine and arms. Let's enjoy 3 more deep breaths here if you can. Great way to get that stretch in the spine, not quite downward dog, but just as beneficial. Nice deep breathing. Okay, yogis, one more full breath in and out if comfortable. And again, don't strain the breath. And then I'm going to raise my head and come up slowly and remove the block. And then just very gently come up to standing. Now watch what I do here. I've got soft knees and I rise up slowly. My knees remain bent so that as I come up, I don't put any pressure in my spine. Good. Okay. Let's stand for a moment in Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Notice hopefully they're feeling a little looser now. Forwards a couple of times. And relax here. Standing with awareness. Looking ahead. Feet slightly apart. Just enjoy 3 deep breaths. Remembering that how we stand affects our mood, our thinking and our breathing. As you gaze ahead towards that imaginary horizon, enjoy the fact that you're standing and promoting good spinal health here simply by being more aware of your posture. You're encouraging better spinal postural alignment. Okay, so we're going to have a little side stretch. Now you can grab a block or a cushion, so that we're going to work our thighs, and we take our block or our cushion between our legs. Okay, so I'm having to, what we call, engage my quadricep muscles. If I didn't, that would happen, okay? We don't want that. So do use something like a cushion or a block where you can activate the muscles in the thighs. So getting that core to work, core here, but also acting here, activating that stretch. And all we're going to do is raise the right arm gently and bring it across, okay? Can you see that? Just a nice side bend. Now make sure you're not over stretching and that you are reminding your body it's coming sideways, and also engaging the thigh muscles to activate the stretch there. Just making those thigh muscles work today. And as we gaze ahead, let's enjoy 2 more deep breaths. And slide down and go a little further into the stretch. But again, take care you're not straining. Just be mindful there's a deep stretch here in those side ribs, and it may affect the spine, so absolutely fine to ease off if you need to. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, release. Shall we try the other side? Nice deep breath in. Nice variation on the side bend here, yogis, because we're activating the muscles in the thighs as well. We're not just side bending. Our legs are very much involved in this posture as well. We're engaging those thigh muscles. So again, notice that left and right may feel quite different in our bodies. And again, taking care that you're not overstraining in this side bend. Nice deep breathing. Go a little lower if you can, but again, don't force it. One more full breath in and out. Now we're going to try that again because I love side bending and I think it's somewhere that gets disregarded, even in yoga. So again, very good if you're gardening or sitting a lot today. So this time, still engaging the thigh muscles, I'm going to raise both hands. Can you see that? Yeah. And then come into the side bend again. Arms trying to keep them about shoulder width apart. Palms facing one another. Don't get as far, but still feeling quite a deep stretch in the waist muscles here in the mid-back. Do bend the knees if needed, otherwise legs are fairly straight. Looking ahead and simply reminding your body it's coming sideways. Let's take another deep breath in and out. Up we come and we switch sides, often known as the swaying palm tree. Looking forwards, again, being aware of that deep stretch in the side ribs. Nice deep breathing, and again, just noticing you may have left and right differences here as well in this side bend. One more full breath in and out. And inhale, come up nice and carefully. Exhale, release and relax the arms. Well done. And we'll take that rock away. Good. That can often feel really great here afterwards. You often feel taller as a consequence. Well, I thought it'd be nice to put in a forward bend, which is an inversion. So if you feel today a little bit the heat or just that it's very close and you don't want to do this, then by all means skip this pose, okay? But it is extremely good for the entire back of the body. So my feet are together, my legs are together. I'm going to inhale and raise the arms. And I'm going to come down with straight legs, but bend the knees if you need to. And as I come down, it's like a swan dive down, forwards with a long spine. Let my head be heavy, bend the knees as needed. And I'm grabbing hold of my ankles. You may be holding onto the shins, it doesn't matter. For a deeper stretch, you can take the forearms behind the calves and fold a little deeper. By all means, keep your knees bent if you need to. And here we just allow the head to become heavy, gaze towards your knees. If you want to go a little bit deeper, bring the hands around the back of the calves or holding onto ankles or shins wherever you comfortably can. And let's hold for 3 breaths. Keep those knees bent if needed. Your head hang heavy, and do switch on that lovely even breathing through your nostrils. Okay, I'm going to come out of this nice and carefully. We'll all bend the knees slightly and roll up, release the hands, and roll up one vertebra at a time. Looking towards the floor and simply rolling up one vertebra at a time with the knees slightly bent. And that way, yogis, we all protect our back. And again, just gazing ahead for a moment. Your breath settle. And we're going to move into chair pose. So from here, there's nothing we need to do too much. The knees and feet are together, legs together. But I'm going to inhale and sweep the arms up. And imagine I'm pushing my bottom back into an imaginary chair, trying to keep my knees together. Palms can be touching above the head. I'm looking forwards, or they can be shoulder width apart. And again, looking ahead and holding for 5 slow breaths. So again, we're engaging our quadricep muscles, our thigh muscles. We're working the knees, working the buttocks, but also reaching out means that you get a stretch in the torso. Very strong. Let's make sure we're breathing. Some of us may be having palms together above the head, or I prefer them facing, gazing ahead softly, And every time you exhale, as if you could send the energy down into the feet, aiming to keep the knees and thighs and the feet together if you can. 2 more deep breaths, yogis. 1 more full breath in. And then start to rise up slowly and exhale to release the arms. Well done. Now I'd like us to try a little twist in the chair as well. So what we're going to do now, the same pose, feet and legs together, hopefully you can see, palms together, centre of the chest, and I sit back on my chair, okay, my imaginary chair with my knees together. I've crossed the thumbs over, which helps to keep the palms in place. And as I breathe in, I hook my left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And I'm gazing up, twisting towards my right, gazing towards my right elbow. And we hold for 3 breaths. This is a strong pose, so don't worry if you can't come down too far. Do have a go though. Wonderful twist. Nice deep breathing. Let's inhale slowly, come all the way up. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. Exhale, hooking my right elbow to the outside of the left knee, gazing behind me for up to 3 slow breaths if comfortable. Really feel that on the knees. So come up slowly and carefully, inhaling up and exhale to release. Well done. It really does work and engage these muscles. Yogis, we're going to try a couple of more standing poses if that's okay. Get a sip of water if necessary. It's a very warm day. I shall do the same. Really advise you to take little sips of water when you're in a practice as well to keep the body hydrated. So we're going to try the revolved triangle. It is strong. So again, if you find it just a little bit too much, come out of it, but do have a go. It's a wonderfully exhilarating pose for the legs and spine. I'm going to take my right foot forwards. Hopefully you can see that. Left foot is turned in about 45 degrees. So I've stepped the legs fairly close and then taken them about double to hip width apart, okay? I want to go to the opposite side, so I'm going to take my left hand to the outside of the right foot. Now, if I couldn't get there, and it is a long way down for me, I place my block on the outside of the right foot, which then means my left hand has something to rest on, and that's much more comfortable. I'm then going to take my right arm up behind me, and with strong legs, straight legs, aim to gaze towards the right, towards my right hand. You see my left hand there? Resting on the outside of the right foot, but I'm using my block today. Gazing up, twisting from the belly, so it does feel strong. Legs are strong and straight. Let's aim for 2 more deep breaths. Have a go. And 1 more full breath in. And come back carefully, bend the front knee. Rise up slowly. And we'll switch sides. And so that you can see, I'll show you from the other side. So now I take my left foot forwards, my right foot turned out, my hips are parallel to the left leg, so facing forwards, and I've taken that block to the outside of my left foot. You could use a book or even 2 or 3 books stacked on top of each other, yogis, and try this. Well, this time it's the right hand, the opposite hand, that comes and rests on the block, which is again by the outside of the left foot. And this time I'm going to twist and take my left arm up. That's great, thanks. And gaze towards the left arm. Look at the legs. The legs want to bend, but I'm trying to straighten them. But again, taking care. Gazing up towards the left arm for 2 or 3 deep breaths. And again, you may notice one side does feel stronger. That's fine. It's really just about having a go. If you topple, just bend the knees and come out carefully. Otherwise, hold for another deep breath in and out if you can. Slowly, let's bend that front knee. Exhale to come down. And look, my front knee's bent. I rise up slowly to avoid again any injury in the back. Well done. Oh, yogis, you've worked hard. Let's take the block to one side. And we're going to now just have a little triangle pose. That was revolve triangle. So now we're going to do a nice open triangle. So my feet are about double to hip width apart. You can go wider if you feel strong, or bring the legs in slightly if you prefer. The right foot's turned out 90 degrees, but the left foot is going to face and remain forwards. It's just my right foot that I've turned out. Arms to shoulder height. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Let's go over to the right and take the hand either resting above on the right thigh or below the knee on the right shin. Further down if you can. Now, so I don't throw this arm behind me, just look up towards the left arm and make sure you can see the side of the left thumb, it's in view. And then gaze ahead to get that lovely opening in the chest. Keep looking ahead towards your horizon and hold for up to 3, even 4 deep breaths. This is such a great pick-me-up pose. Wonderful for our hips. And every time we breathe, because our chest is open, we can really invite the breath in. Again, if you feel it's a bit strong, you can always bend the knee and just rise up and come out of the pose when you need to. But if it's still comfortable, hold for another deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, bend that front knee slightly, come up nice and slowly, and relax. Well done, yogis. Let's simply swivel the feet round to the other side, changing sides now. Can you see my left foot's pointing out, the right foot now pointing straight ahead. I'm going to take the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, just reaching to my left, above or below the knee, but never pushing into the knee directly. And again, let's have a quick look and make sure the right thumb, we can see the side, and then gaze ahead. And by looking ahead towards the horizon at eye level, you maintain a nice equilibrium in the neck. So you're not pinching or straining the neck at all. Our legs are strong, chest is nice and open so we can receive the breath. And I'd like you to see if you can hold that comfortably for at least 2 more deep breaths. Good. And another full breath in and out if comfortable. Well done, yogis. Let's bend that front knee carefully, rise up slowly, and relax and release your arms. Lovely, well done. Let's come down onto the mats now, and we've got a good 10 minutes. So we're going to just do a little bit of work down here. So very gently, let's come down onto our mats. And we're just going to do a plank, but I'd like to show you the half plank, which is a rather nice version of plank, but again, not too strong. If you're tired, have a resting pose the child now if you prefer, okay? Otherwise, we're going to do a version of plank which is known as the half. I'm going to spread the weight across my hands, and I want you to cross the knees over. My wrists directly under my shoulders. So what's happening is I'm going to lean, can you see, deliberately a little bit forwards, crossing the ankles over. I'm engaging my belly, so I pull my tummy muscles very softly in towards the spine. That's an engagement. I spread the weight across the hands, and looking down to keep the neck long, I can feel my arms working. And we hold for 3 breaths. So this is a nice alternative to a full plank if you find the full plank too much. Just enjoy a couple of more deep breaths if you can. Spread the weight across the hands evenly, and you can continue to do that in the pose. And then release. And if you don't want to now do a full plank, just gently go into your version of pose of the child. either with the knees slightly apart, perhaps with your block under your head. Have a little rest. Do bring the arms around the side to drop the shoulders, because anything where you're doing plank is using a lot of upper body. But if you'd like to have a go now at full plank, that's what we'll do. And we'll do a full plank with the legs apart, trying to bring my whole body in a line, spreading the weight. Again, you might want to do another half plank if you didn't want to do this full plank. Engage those belly muscles, hold for 3 breaths if comfortable. Whole body working here. Make sure you're taking long, smooth inhalations, yogis, and exhalations. When you're doing this challenging work, try and think kind and loving thoughts about yourself, just to stay calm as well. And come down slowly on the knees. Let's all have a rest now. We'll grab that block, we'll separate the knees so the belly can feel nice and relaxed. And again, we'll drop the shoulders, forehead down. Relax the shoulders, palms as you can see facing upwards. I'm resting my head on the block. Do make sure you've got some support underneath your head. It's really important that the head and neck feel protected and nurtured and supported. And let's enjoy 3 or 4 long resting breaths. Enjoying the fact that our spines make this little dome-like shape, that our kidneys and the backs of our lungs are exposed and we can breathe into them. And just for a moment, we can reconnect with our inner self, a moment of quiet communication with the body. And when you're ready, slowly start to rise up. Remember, it's a warm day. Get a sip of water if you need to. And then we'll prepare ourselves for Navasana, which is the boat pose. And we're going to do a variation of this. This very much redirects the energy back into the belly. If you've got lower back issues, you might want to skip this or just not hold for so long. But it's a very nice posture to work just directly the spine and the abdomen. Now we're coming to a seated position. We're going to balance the weight on our sitting bones. And I've got my hands, you can see, underneath my thighs. I'm just going to draw the feet up. Now I'm sitting back, I'm balancing on my sit bones, and we hold that, okay? My belly's relaxed, I can flex the toes towards me, engage the feet, hands simply underneath the thighs, breathe and hold. So it becomes a little bit of a balance as well. Gazing ahead softly, nice, calm, even breath through the nostril, a variation of the boat. 1 or 2 more deep breaths if you can. If you're starting to get tired, just take the hands down. We're going to do that once more, and this time we're going to use the arms. So you can see a little bit clearer here. I'll come forwards. Again, I come up onto the sit bones, I flex the feet, but this time I take the arms forwards. Now I'm engaging my tummy muscles, I'm pulling them in softly, looking ahead and breathing. You might find the knees want to come apart. Just taking 1 or 2 rich deep breaths here is enough. Holding your little boat pose. Nice deep breathing. Ooh, I can feel that on the thighs. And then come down. Well done, give them a shake. Don't forget to breathe. Now we're going to just go into a nice seated forward bend to, again, stretch the whole back of the body after that. So let's sit again. Our legs, as you can see, I want you to extend them. Just peel away the flesh from the buttocks so you're very much on your sit bones. And making sure that you're comfortable. We've extended the legs in front of us, the feet touching if they can. We're going to flex the feet towards us and push out almost through the heels. We're going to inhale and raise the arms above us. And as we exhale, maintaining the length in the spine, as you slowly reach for your knees, your shins, your ankles, or beyond the feet if you can. Remember, we want to draw the navel in, that's the belly button in, towards the spine, and with each inhalation, we're creating length. And with each exhalation, we're folding deeper from that hip crease. So as we inhale, doesn't matter how far you come, think about creating length. With each exhalation, fold deeper from the crease of your hip, holding onto your shins, knees, ankles, or feet, wherever you can. Soft elbows to release the pressure on the neck. We don't want to add to it. We quietly hold this for 7 minutes if we can. And yogis, let me just stress, it doesn't matter how far you've come in the pose. Don't get disheartened. This is such a wonderful way to be kind to the back of the body. So when the pose gets challenging, just think kind and loving thoughts about yourself to stay calm. And keep the awareness on your breath. Take long, smooth, even inhalations and exhalations. Long, smooth, even breath. And if the pose feels too challenging, then either come out of it if you wish to and just relax, or just ease off and don't go so deep into the forward bend. Ease off a little if needed. I'm going to hold for 8 more slow breaths if you can. Long, deep, even breaths in and out. And again, just reminding you that when it becomes a little challenging, just think or visualize kind and loving thoughts about yourself to stay calm. Let's enjoy 3 more slow breaths in your own time. And when you're ready, let's inhale slowly and raise the arms up. And as we exhale, let's just sit back, straight arms, fingers facing away. Just simply gaze ahead and give yourself a moment here. Just relax. Perhaps noticing you feel a little calmer and more centered. Just take a moment to breathe and observe your thoughts. Also be aware of any physical sensations in the body. Relax the arms. Good yogis, okay. Well, we've got 5 minutes left, so let's just come back into that seated position. But again, if you prefer to go towards a wall and extend the legs because that was more comfortable for you, then please do so. For those like me that are going to sit cross-legged, I'd recommend again just sitting on your block or cushion and crossing the right ankle over the left in what we call easy pose. And let's just bring the hands into the contemplation pose, which is the left palm on the right, so left palm on top, and both thumbs touching. And this is the gesture pretty much of nothingness, of emptiness, of just quietly sitting with a tall spine again. Before we close our practice, just drawing our awareness back to the breath. Keeping the spine tall and pushing the bottom into the floor, lengthening up through the spine. A moment just to observe any thoughts or sensations. quietly enjoying 4 deep breaths before we lie down. And carefully placing the left hand once more over the heart to send healing energy. And the right hand just below the belly button, connecting with the vagus nerve, which again, talking to the brain and the endocrine system. Breath and body once more connecting. And again, just 1 or 2 deep breaths here. Slow, even breath. Taking a moment to observe how you now feel. Practice is coming to a close. Just allowing yourself a few moments to observe any thoughts or sensations. And then I want you to release the hands and just give yourself a couple of minutes. We've got about 3 minutes left. So why not take the opportunity of lying down so that you can extend the legs fully. Lift the head, look down the body, and make sure you're in that relatively straight line, yogis, but actively let the heels flop out so the hips can release. Quite a lot of hip opening stuff there. Palms want to be open, so turning them uppermost, away from the body. Take the arms and we consciously tuck the chin in to keep the back of the neck long. And let's just end our practice with a few minutes here, relaxing our body, allowing the breath equally to relax and rest. Our whole body can just reap the benefits now of our stretching practice. Well done, yogis. It's been a warm day. I hope you now feel a little more calm, a little more centered, and a little more supple. Take a moment here, we've got a few minutes, just to lie quiet and still and dwell in the stillness of the body and the relaxedness of the breath. And know that this is our true nature, to be quiet and still, to be fully aware, to equally be fully rested. And enjoy these few minutes that we have. Do rest well. Do rest well. And I look forward to seeing you at 2 o'clock if you can make it for meditation. See you then. Take care and do have a lovely day.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.